cabinet to court, and of course responded to by the Attorney General's Department. Well, of course, the news is that he lost that particular battle. So far, I don't know if appeal will be in the making, but what it says, what essentially happened there was he was of course asking the court to look at the whole question as to how Ulla Christopher became the commissioner of police, and he was claiming that it was unconstitutional the way it was done by the cabinet, essentially, where the court said, well, it's not necessarily that the cabinet would have been the sole, should I say, influencer in that particular event, but also the president was there. And I mean, when he said the president, we all know the kind of president that is there. We have had concerns about that particular president before she became what she is as a PNM activist president. And of course, while it might be accidental but it could also be, of course, incidental to that position that we would have taken, all of us, and of course confirming the concerns that most persons would have had, who, of course, are acquainted with this situation and the developments thereof. Indeed, but in terms of that particular matter, the court said that it was not necessary for the Police Service Commission to be directly involved. That is my understanding of it, and as a consequence of that, they said that the matter that was brought before the court did not have merit because it was not illegal for such an appointment, because the Police Service Commission was not involved, but the cabinet, of course, and the president in that extension of Ulla Christopher's tenure into, of course, the position of Commissioner of Police and under contract as we know it to be today. So in such circumstance, the court said that it was not unconstitutional, and there was no need to engage what we know to be the law, because she was a sitting member of the service at the time, and they merely extended her time, and there was no need for the Police Service Commission to get involved. I think that was essentially what the argument would have been. But that being as it may, and that on the heels of a very successful crime meeting, of course, Fitzgerald Hines is saying that I think tonight in San Juan, I believe, he would respond to the what I consider the extremely, not just very, but extremely successful crime meeting, and of course a lot of commentary taking place, criticism of the present administration, and God knows that there is a lot to circulate in terms of the inability, the impotence, and the inability of this administration to do what is required. And one of the first things, of course, is because of its own association, its own nexus to murders and crime and insecurity in the country, and all you have to do is to call an election. But of course, we know that that level of recalcitrance and that level of self-service and self-serving and an egotistic disposition of the leadership itself, and the arrogance and contempt. And we're going to hear some kind of nonsense coming from Fitzgerald Hines tonight, that you can be assured of, because that is the nature of the man. The man is totally inept and uncouth, and lack the civility that one would expect of a minister, particularly in such a crisis situation where he is at the helm, unable to manage the affairs. And as I said yesterday, have not learned from the Patrick Manning era, of which he was a part and maybe was introduced into politics then, when, of course, the very elements that are creating the havoc in the country were taken, of course, and regaled at Ambassador Hotel and elsewhere, and of course, only to see the situation escalate. And there is this phenomenon that once the PNM is in government, at any rate, the situation, and that is pellucid, that is a statistical and, of course, empirical fact that as soon as they are in office, murders increases. Of course, Dr. Rowley would like to tell us something else, as well as Hines, we expect to tell us something else, and of course, not adhering to reality, and therefore in a state of almost perpetual illusion and delusion. That being as well, yes, I got the news headlines before me now. A judge, a police commissioner must provide a list of vacation leave buyout. So that is a particular nominated or a person who was supposed to be a deputy commissioner, and he's asking for information through the Freedom of Information Act, and he went to court because he found that the administration who are supposed to provide the information is moving too slow, and the court has given, I think, 60 days in which to, of course, make that information available as he pursues another matter, and he needed that in order to, of course, engage. That being as it may, of course, Sugarcane Feed Center workers accept a 4% wage increase. So another trade union has come on board with respect to the 4% arrangement or offer that the government is stridently and, of course, not moved from. But this is another trade union that has agreed, of course, quite apart from those from a military and, should I say, law enforcement perspective. We have, of course, the army, of course, the police, as well as the teachers. They have accepted, the prison officers have accepted, and I think the fire service has accepted. Who didn't accept as public servants, because this is a public servant matter, is the public service, that trade union that is responsible for a very large section of the public service, the PSA, Public Service Association. So we see how that pans out. They are holding out, and they have several matters before the industrial court. Some say that the removal of the former head of that court was largely because of her liberal and very vocal and strident protection of the interests of workers, which of course is the role, but they have to be as objective as possible, and probably somehow the authorities have not seen her in that light, and therefore, of course, they put their own person. We will see how that transpires, and the kind of decisions that are going to be made, because they are crucial ones to be made, apart from, of course, the whole question of the 4% and this special tribunal that the industrial court is asked to adjudicate upon. There are other issues such as the new revenue authority that is supposed to come on board, and much of the employees there, particularly in customs and in the BIR department, are supposed to either transfer themselves or leave the service. So, well, that is how I see it, at least. Health Ministry recalls several drugs because they have shown to be overdose in their present form, and therefore they have been withdrawn. 3 men killed in Movant. Well, that is what I mentioned earlier. From my memory, I share that with you, and of course in Paradise Heights, which of course was supposed to be, from my understanding, as to the level of violence and activities surrounding that particular housing development. It was supposed to be a zone of peace or calm for a while, and now, of course, it has flared up. The repercussions of that one could expect. There will be more deaths occurring because of that. And it was a drive-by as well. But many of the residents who are engaged, of course, whether it be in borderline issues and gang warfare, will know who they will pinpoint, and instead of going to the police, they will, of course, take their own vigilante action to, of course, generate justice. So that is what we have as a reality in Trinidad and Tobago today. Of course, Sophet Angus, they say, slams the chief secretary ready to lead autonomy quest. So that, of course, is one of the political leaders in Tobago who is criticizing the chief secretary for saying that he did write to the Joint Select Committee that is looking at further autonomy and administration of Tobago. And she is saying that that cannot be. He cannot, of course, send a document on his own or give his perspective, but it ought to be a document that has the consensus, if not the unanimity, of Tobagonians, and therefore she is prepared, of course, not only to lead, but to be actively involved in the process because she found it undemocratic. And that is my interpretation of the stance that she would have taken. Minister Brown meets with new PAHO or WHO country representative. Well, of course, the PAHO refers, of course, to the Pan American Health Organization. WHO, of course, the World Health Organization. Well, of course, there's a new representative, and Brown met with that individual in his capacity as foreign affairs minister, and they seem to have a very cozy relationship. Of course, I understand from the information that I can glean from that encounter is that, of course, he was high in praise for Trinidad and Tobago. Obviously, after all, the head of WHO was entertained here, and I'm sure at Trinidad and Tobago's public expense. And what else could he say about the rollout of the COVID response by this government? Of course, initially claiming that they were number one in the world, and then turned out to be the highest per capita in terms of, well, one of the highest per capita in terms of deaths in the world. And then, of course, having a parallel system and costs, of course, taxpayers some $22 billion, for which we are yet to have an appraisal in terms of accounting for those funds, having regard to what is in the public domain, because much of it would have been used for the payment of outstanding VAT to businesses that were owed that huge sum of money long before, billions of dollars, long before COVID took place and when this government came in. So what they did, clearly use the crisis in order to pay VAT. That is what they did, and of course quite a number of persons did not get the so-called benefits to be derived from that approval and access to the government of that sum of money, that huge sum of money, for simple things such as hampers. They didn't get a paying of rent. They didn't get. Quite a few persons applied and did not get. Some refused to apply simply because they don't trust the government to deliver, and therefore they felt it was a waste of time. And then, of course, small businesses, such as the barmen and persons who would have been employed there, they too did not make use of a facility that was provided through, of course, the credit unions and NEDCO. So much so that the monies were never used, and the government had to, of course, rescind that position, and therefore it never achieved the objective that it was intended to. That is, of course, to sort of ameliorate and at the same time support small businesses And we know now, of course, many of them have gone under. So a lot of entrepreneurs, particularly in the entertainment and sub-entertainment arena and businesses. Some saying it tantamounts to thousands, others say hundreds, whichever it means. Therefore, it represents on unemployment level that otherwise could have been sustained if the government was really sincere about the support for small businesses. And I note, of course, how the opposition would have done it. According to Kamala Prasad Bisesa, they would have gotten, of course, some extra funds from one of the financial institutions owned by government, and then, of course, provide a sort of buttress to entrepreneurs to keep on with the objective to keep employees employed and at the cost of the government. And that is how they would have approached it, having regard, of course, to the availability of funds, but more importantly, to keep food on the table. But of course, that would not have been a good idea as far as the government is concerned, simply because they are simply non-people centered, and as a consequence of that interrupts or that skews their tendency to, of course, treat with matters of a governmental nature for which they were voted into office. Sorry about that. I was getting a call there that interrupted me. Right. So those are some of the areas that I would want to address at this point in time. Don't forget, of course, the LSA said do not pay for letters. That is to say, the Land Settlement Agency is saying that there's some scammers out there that are purporting to be representing the LSA and asking people to do certain things, of course, at a cost that they can get maybe their land regularized for them, etc. So don't be fooled or don't be lured by such a so I say disreputable individuals. That being as it may, of course, newbie. Well, of course, we go to the lines. So don't forget, of course, the numbers to call. Let me just make sure and give you those numbers that you can, of course, call us here on the ground report. The numbers to call: 229-0251, 229-0251, and then, of course, 239-5120, 239-5120, and you can get us at WhatsApp, on WhatsApp as well. You can WhatsApp us as well and put a note if you so wish, but you can call us there at the same time. 366-3053, 366-3053. Of course, give me a hint. Of course, the lines are open at this point in time. Oh no, we have to go for a break. It appears, but if you have someone online, we will take that call. If not, let's go for a break. It is now 1:45, and I know every quarter of an hour we take a break. We try to. So we either go for the break. You decide. Our technical director, Newbie, you decide if to go for a break or we take the call. I leave it up to you at this point in time. Newbie? It appears that I have to continue to talk here because I'm not getting a response, neither for the ads or the bed. If you could play the bed a bit as well, I'll get an indication. Newbie, our technical director. All right, I'm getting there, so I don't know what is happening. Yes, yes, indeed. Not getting any signal. Somebody tell me something. Of course, as far as the news is concerned, out of an abundance of caution, of course, four confirmed COVID cases in Tobago, and of course, and I was wondering yesterday, what is the intention or what is the meaning of this five? What is this fixation about five? Because we were told that 5 persons died of COVID, and then 5 died um, of another disease, and one wonders why 5 if it is to, of course, give of the flu. Yeah, the flu that is now plaguing Trinidad and Tobago, and one wonder or exists in Trinidad and Tobago now, and one wonders whether or not the intention is to try to hoodwink and to not make the population realize that it's 2 different 5s, and therefore it's 10 persons that would have died. 5 from, of course, the COVID virus, and 5 from the flu. And of course, the minister, in his bid to encourage people to take the vaccine, have been making, of course, these kinds of statements, but very unclear, ambiguous, and definitely confusing the population. So, newbie. Mikey? Yes, indeed. I, I don't. I'm in no man's land here. Oh, right, good. I think I'm hearing myself on YouTube at least, so I know that that is up. So let me continue, of course, to share some of the concerns that I would have had. Don't forget, people. Yes, indeed, and of course, the numbers to call 2229 uh, 229 or 239 5120, 239 5120, and then of course WhatsApp. You can call us or leave a note at 366 3053. Um, of course, there are a number of issues that we concern about the so-called gift that was provided to the nation, according to Stuart Young and the Prime Minister. We continue to see this level of deception, this level of hoodwinking of the population, and of course the self-righteous indignation of the Prime Minister, not satisfied that Permanent Secretary from the Ministry of Education was trying, of course, to, from how the thing now has unfolded, saying that it would be impractical for all of the civil servants to get their monies, and in that particular case would have been the Ministry of Education, and it turns out to be so. But yet still, he was punished. He had to go on leave, and when he would have returned, because as you know, the head of the public service is usually is the permanent secretary of the prime minister, and therefore it has come from there. And it appears that the propensity for vindictiveness and deception and evil continues to be a major, should I say, policy position of this administration. And the permanent secretary in that, or the chief permanent secretary, if you want to call him that, or the head of the public service, seem to have been infected with the prime minister's tendency. I think there's a German folk expression that talk about Schadenfreude, which means, of course, that they seem to have, people who have a proclivity seem to have a tendency to, of course, revel in people's dismay and disappointment and tragedy. Well, this prime minister seemed to be such an individual. He wants, when he speaks, no man must bark, as if it is, as Gary Griffith would say, a democratic dictatorship. And we see that manifesting itself in a very pregnant way and very disconcerting way with that particular permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education, who obviously were, because of the proximity of the incident, to go on leave, and when he would have returned, he will not be, of course, assigned to the Ministry of Education, demonstrating political interference in such a decision, which, of course, is not uncommon with this administration, this prime minister, and of course the PNM in general. And that is why, of course, we must be fearful, we must be concerned, we must be very, very cautious as to whatever they do in terms of attempting to stay in government, whether they try to influence the EBC, or they try, or I'm certain that Dr. Rowley is not that foolish to not have international observers here in Trinidad for the next general elections. I think it would have put the icing on the cake, and what they fear the most is international exposure. That much we know, because, of course, when it was questionable that the chagrin of the Americans would have been attracted when the monies, the 700 million US that was supposed to be upfront money to be provided by Patriotic, when it was discovered that, of course, the supplier, the sponsor, would have been connected to Venezuela. We saw them quickly rescinding that decision and frustrating the OWTU and its effort to purchase the oil refinery in very, very quick succession. We saw, of course, when international attention was being paid to this administration in terms of sending back some 82 Venezuelans that came here in the early days of the sanctions and the migration out of Venezuela of some 4 million of their 27 million strong residents or citizens, and the potential for destabilizing the hemisphere, if not this region, Trinidad and Tobago, being in close proximity. The closest country to Trinidad, in fact, is Venezuela, some 7 miles only. Tobago is much further. And here it is. And in such circumstance, the government was criticized profusely. And so you saw where they in addition to that, and in addition, of course, to Dr. Rowley's castigating the head of the OAS, saying that he's a public servant and ought not to be recommending the expulsion of Venezuela and attacking, of course, Maduro directly. And then Rowley went up, of course, to the United Nations and defended a regime that, of course, without saying that it is unacceptable in modern times to have that kind of savagery by an administration against its people because of all of the human rights violations that continue, of course, I'm sure, to take place in Venezuela. Dr. Rowley remained silent there, and of course was on the opposite side of the person who some 50 democratic, and of course among them the 20 richest countries in the world, supporting, of course, Guaido. Remember that? And Dr. Rowley was strident in terms of his opposition to that. And clearly, Trinidad and Tobago would have suffered as a result of that kind of attitude towards, of course, the Americans being, of course, our largest, let's say, partner in terms of trade and, of course, technical support, etc. And do not be fooled by the commentary of the current ambassador who is here talking about the Dragon deal is the best thing and a game changer for Trinidad and Tobago. Well, she is speaking because it is in the interest of the United States, so to say, largely because that will assist when it materializes some 4 years from now. That will assist, of course, in easing the pressure of the United States to provide their European counterparts having regard to the war between Russia and Ukraine and the loss of that major gas supply and the energy sector or the energy needs of Europe has been, of course, deteriorated because of that cutoff from the Russian supply, so that the Americans will now have to find ways and means of assisting their colleagues or their compatriots or their counterparts in Europe. And so she will have to speak along that line because it is in the Americans' interest. And just in case you believe that the Americans are not about their own interests, then of course you would want to appreciate now that when, of course, those violent episodes took place in St. Augustine, of all places, where, of course, it can be considered to be our educational capital, having regard to the presence of UE and a number of colleges, well, St. Augustine was added. St. Augustine was added to the advisory coming out of the United States, telling their citizens, if you're coming here as a tourist or you're coming here to invest, do not go to St. Augustine as well. Just as how the advisories will continue to sustain, don't go to East Port of Spain, do not go to Nelson Street, do not go around the Savannah, etc., etc. Kidnapping and housebreaking is a phenomenon. And then, of course, whether by serendipity or by chance, or by devilish intervention, if you want to call it that, in the context of this government, what we have is a situation outside of Hyatt where the visiting players, cricketing players from England was subjected, of course, to the trauma of another murderous incident on Ryson Road. So don't be fooled by this administration that everything is honky-dory and that the delusion that they are trying, of course, as they would stereotypically do, to try to fool the population into believing that somehow they have, of course, gone past the concerns of the Americans, and do not, of course, for one moment either believe that Dr. Rowley's frequent flights to the United States and elsewhere suggested that there is no, or there is a softening or a a warming of relations, if you want to call it that. The Americans, just as any other country, as Dr. Rowley has and still has a responsibility to treat with Trinidad and Tobago's interests. What we have seen is that he has abandoned that responsibility, and now we find ourselves in a situation where gas and oil is so critical. And then, of course, only yesterday the announcement that in 84 years since 1939, meaning that the beginning of the Second World War, we have not had such low production of crude oil in Trinidad and Tobago, even though we were promised that the mashing up of Petrotrin and, of course, forming the oil company that is now responsible for the search and the production of crude oil for sale would have been a very efficient and profitable enterprise. Well, we have seen that not only was it no different to when Petrotrin was here or was how it was, but we are seeing now that the lowest amount of production of oil has been in 2023, and one doesn't expect an improvement in 2024. And of course, we are seeing as well the need for an oil refinery. We have seen that the Ukraine-Russian war, Dr. Rowley was very elated that we had a windfall of $8 billion as a consequence of that, should I say, international event, geopolitical scenario, and it came to the coffers of that Heritage is the name of the company, and here it is that the Prime Minister was silent on the whole question of what would have been the take for the oil refinery if it was operating. He remained silent on that. Very deceptive, very evil, very, of course, inimical to the interests of Trinidad and Tobago. The man is simply a blatant and unadulterated liar. And of course, at the polls, whenever it is called in 2025, for sure, it could be before, preferably before. He will have to account for that. And you must be able, of course, to also register your disgust for that level of deception, incompetence, and impotence, and poor what I consider to be diplomatic and foreign policy decision-making that has jeopardized Trinidad and Tobago. We only have to refer, of course, to that shipment of gasoline that ended up in Venezuela. And I don't believe for one moment the Americans are unaware as to what really went down in terms of the role of our own fuel importing entity and the final destination of that shipment of gas. Though for one moment to believe that they are unaware. Dr. Rowley could jump high, he could jump low, but as I say, they are toying because the bounty that has been issued for Maduro, $15 million for the exporting into the United States of drugs, is still there. And just as all bad things, that will come to an end. And I am certain that the diplomatic position of the United States and its position on these matters will certainly, will certainly come to fruition. Let's go back to the lines. I'm not certain what is happening at this point in time. As I said, it's very unusual that I have not received the communications as yet. We have, of course, the bills to pay, and I'm not hearing from newbie. The numbers to call, however, for the new callers are 229-0251, 229-0251. or 239-5120. If you want to get us on WhatsApp, you can get us at 366-3053. 366-3053. Yes, we go for a break, and when we come back, more.
Chinese Restaurant is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 67 Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standards. Serving local breakfast items like sada, fry bake, roast bake, and pies. With all your favorite local fillings. Assorted lunches available from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Get pilau for $25 or get combination lunches from $25 to $40. They also have soup specials as well as crab and dumpling. From 6 p.m. have dinner on the pavement a la carte with burgers, fry nuggets, gyro, and just about anything you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your order. Shiny and Ari, Main Road, St. James, open 7 days a week.
The big question today, how much will my electricity bill increase? Stop worrying. Act now. Replace your bulbs with energy efficient LED bulbs now available at Trinity Light. When you purchase 4 60-watt LED bulbs for $112.50, you get 2 absolutely free. That's right, absolutely free. Or purchase 3 100-watt LED bulbs for the same price and get 1 100-watt LED bulb free. Trinity also has the following options. Purchase 2 4-foot LED tubes or 1 8-foot or 2 LED colored bulbs for the same price, $112.50. At Trinity, we also stock specialty items and a wide range of electrical supply for all your household, medical, marine, commercial, and much more. Any hard-to-find bulbs or parts, we can source it locally or internationally. Check us out at 123 Western Main Road in St. James. Or call 628-8373, WhatsApp 461-8620, or email trinityetc@yahoo.com.
It's here again, bigger and better as Tuco reignites the magic of Calypso. South Trinidad, the world is coming for Calypso Fiesta. Calypso Fiesta is the biggest Calypso showdown and after party line in the world. The top 40 Calypso units for 2024 will be competing for a spot in the Calypso Monarch Finals in 2024. The after party features Raymond Ramnarine and Adelina Dan, Super Blue, Johnny King, Baron, Posa, Culture B, and Viking Ding Dong. Showtime 2 p.m. at the newly refurbished Skinner's Park in San Fernando. Early bird tickets are available on islandetickets.com. In 2024, history will be made and new wonderful surprises will be revealed. Get ready for the magic of Calypso. Saturday, February 3rd, Skinner's Park in San Fernando. Prepare your cruise for Calypso Fiesta.
Hey, you! Yes, you! Need quality printing at affordable prices? Then look no further. At Graphic Source, we've got you covered. Take your project to the next level for all your designs and printing needs. From t-shirt printing to labels, signs, and banners. Look no further. Business stamps, flyers, tickets, and invites, just to name a few. With 2 convenient locations. Eastern Main Road, St. Augustine, opposite Massey Stores. And Arima Shopping Center, Broadway Street, Arima. Contact us today. 342-2664. Or 270-0428 or 360-8917. Graphic Source, your #1 source. You name it, we design it and print it.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother. We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life, because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
The rainy season is here, so be weather smart and change your tires to handle the nation's wet roads. After all, you don't want to be the one to cause any accidents, do you? So why not check out Racetrack Wheels right now? They're the only one that gives you quality tires to hold the road properly. And to top it off, Racetrack Wheels carries all sizes of tires for all makes of vehicles. They are the sole distributors for Salem and Achilles tires. These tires carry a full manufactured warranty and is the #1 tire for comfort and performance in this rainy weather. We have the latest rims and all sizes, all at drastically low prices. We also do blank wheels that could be drilled to your vehicle specification. It's all about new technology and keeping ahead of the game.
So hurry on down to Racetrack Wheels, 3 locations: 330 Eastern Main Road, Aruca, 82 Bethany Road, Bucco, Tobago, and 64th Southern Main Road, Chase Village. Or call 285-9168.
So my friend, take it from me and be weather smart this season and change your tires right now at Racetrack Wheels.
The School of Carnival. Pavement Lime. It's coming soon. Get ready for Howie T. Cooler Cruise, Soca I Love. Soca I Love on Sunday, January 28th, aboard the Harbor Master, sailing 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., featuring Farmer Nappy.
I want to go big people party, make the music take over me.
Farmer Nappy.
Go down in the center, go down in the center.
And Show in Winchester.
Raise the iron, beat the iron, tune the iron,
Carl South of Canada, Beats by Robin, and Kevin Baker. TNT's #1 female combo, Reese T and Whitney Husband. MC Biggs, Selector Skull, TC, and Howie T. Howie T.
When last you went to party, and the music break you. No time.
Dress code, white, black, and blue. Soca I Love.
Give me prescription, a bottle of rum.
Tickets cost $250. Get them now at Fats International, Trinity Mall and Arima, Blue Luna Bar, Aruca, Sour Tea, Bobby's Bar, Cura, Sion's Bar, San Fernando.
I don't mind. I don't think you want to give me a one-way.
Kirby's Kitchen, Busy Corner, Chagones, Revive Beauty Bar, McCoy Lights, Caliente Bar, Cura, Roadside Cafe San Juan, and Amanda's Grill, Excellent City Water Spain. Soca I Love. Get ready. 104.7 FM is the official station for Soca I Love.
Get ready to reignite the Calypso magic with Kaiso House. Join us for the grand opening on Thursday, 18th January at 8 p.m. at the Modern Savannah Grass Tent, Queens Park, Savannah. And it continues on Friday 19th and Saturday 20th, right through to February 9th, 2024. Get tickets at just $200 for single and 2-on-1 tickets for $300. Tickets available at Island Ticket, Queens Park, Savannah, Crosby, St. James, Tuco, Head Office, Belmont, and WAC Radio, Coffee Street, San Fernando. Prepare for an unforgettable night with a star-studded cast, including Brother Valentino, Gypsy, Boza, Brother Mudada, reigning Calypso monarch Tazea O'Connor, Kareem Ashe, Mr. Shaq, Sister Abba, Aaron Duncan, and many, many more. And that's not all. Special guest on opening night, the soca sensation, Mikal Tesha.
Lauren coming home for carnival. I need a
Don't miss this spectacular event. For more information, check Kaiso House official social media pages. Get ready for Kaiso House, where excellence is a tradition.
Looking for top quality and affordable hardware supplies? Then look no further than Midland Hardware, number 97 Eastern Main Road, Aruca. We stock a wide range of tools, water tanks, blocks, lumber, steel, and everything you need for your home and business project. Check out our new display of steel windows and assorted designs of metal curtain rods. Midland also stockpiles sand, gravel, topsoil, and more. We have a variety of kitchen faucets, face basins, and toilet sets, bathroom mat sets, all garden tools, hand tools, generators, power washers, and water pumps. Customers can make payments via links, credit card, online payment, and cash on delivery. WhatsApp 327-7761 for free quotations, or give us a call at 646-2144. Open every day, Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. From foundation to finish, it's all at Midland.
Are you stressed and worried by problems? Then meet Priest Santosh Ji. Priest is specialized in palm, face, photo, date of birth reading, and gives solutions to problems in marriage, relationship, love, business, job, health, and removes all black magic, negativity, bad luck permanently, and gives good luck and lifelong protection. Then call Priest Santosh Ji, 384-3844. That's 384-3844.
I love Joker.
On Saturday, 27th January, are you ready to take a magical journey to the Taj Mahal? Center of Excellence will be transformed like never seen before. For
I Love Joker.
Featuring live Bunji Garlin.
Everybody jump up, all gal jump up, all gal jump up.
Nyla Blackman. Ravi B, Nisha B, and Karma.
If you love me, then let me go. I can't take this pain no more.
Ding Dong, Charles Marshall, Mikhail Teja.
Feel like I'm running tongue again. Jump and shake the ground again.
General tickets, $200. VIP all-inclusive, $700. Get them at all extra foods. MS Food City, Davie. Factory, Heartland Plaza. Coscuttas, El Dorado. Pringsings, Curab, and Shogunas. For more info, call 498-1698. On Saturday, 27th January, Center of Excellence will be transformed like never seen before.
I love Joker.
The carnival bell has rung. We get ready for the #1 premium all-inclusive breakfast party in the arena. We have no time to waste. We head to Addiction. Addiction is tasty food, premium drink, a warm welcome, great service, ambience, safety, sweet soca, top performers, and that succulent pork. On February 4th, Addiction. #1 Archive Lane, Mosika Street in Arima. Tickets available at
Frontline Ticketing, Flex International, Arima Entrance City, Castro's, and SW Limited.
For more information, call 488-8822. See you at Addiction.
Sponsored by Linda's Bakery, Cricks, Maggie, Nescafe, Len Capital Farm, Bats International, and Castro's Restaurant and Sports Bar.
The Kaiso Caravan will be at the Majestic Garden, Oropuch Road, Sandy Grande, 8 p.m. Saturday, the 20th of January, 2024. And on Sunday, the 21st, we'll be at the Spots Entertainment Center, Malabar Extension Road Arena, 6 p.m., which will be Judges Night. We come with fire from Johnny K, Cardinal, Bally, Dirty Curdy, The Stinger, Sexy Susie, Blackie, Ninja, Tiny, Slick, Extempo by The Lady Africa and Lingo, MC Goff Repair. Music by Ricardo and the Sunshine Band. Tickets cost $150 single and $200 for couples. Who say Calypso dead? They gotta be joking.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We are back. Time check is just about 20 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. And of course, we are looking at the day's issues as well as being a bit nostalgic as well to give an indication as to how we came here and why we are here. And of course, to generate into the future remedies, amelioration, and of course, some say restitution. I don't know, but of course, this government is owing the population quite a lot. So maybe restitution may well be a term that can be used in the present circumstance. However, of course, we will open up the lines. We will open up the lines. The number support, of course, 229-0251, 229-0251, and 239-5120, 239-5120, as well as you can contact us on WhatsApp for, as Andy like to say, for those who may be having difficulty with the normal lines, of course, 366, you still have to use the internet anyway, so that's a cost. 366-3053, 366-3053, and of course you can drop us a line as well as to what is on your mind and your concerns. So the lines are open at this point in time. Of course, I got the impression, as you may be aware, we are at different locations, and of course bringing this information to you. But so there might have been a slight communication issue because I was on all the time, and from time to time I would, of course, try to get some kind of response from studio. Of course, that proved to be a bit irksome this morning, but that is not the norm. So we continue, of course, to treat with matters of that national and not so national, nostalgic, futuristic, and contemporary. I was making a point earlier that the government has this propensity to engage in what is called brinksmanship. You see, they take things to the edge. We see that with Dr. Rowley, when of course he caused that scenario that is before the courts now. Bliss Supersad is now sued for the conduct while she was head of the Police Service Commission by Gary Griffith, when Dr. Rowley clearly we know now he confessed that he made an intervention, but only when the position of the then president Ptolemy Weeks' presidency was threatened for the first time, and a potential impeachment, and we saw him, of course, come into the fore and owning up, and of course choking up more of the perception that he's an extremely dishonest individual. Of course, that was also expressed when he claimed that he was not aware, after the fact, of course, that matter involving Al-Rari as Attorney General, Vincent Nelson, and of course the setting up the persecution, not prosecution, persecution of Anand Ram Logan and Ramdeen that caused the DPP, of course, to withdraw those matters because of the attempt to undermine and to abuse and to, at the same time, pervert the course of the criminal justice system. We have seen that in that particular matter still unfolding as well. But the point I want to make is that when Dr. Rowley's chips are exhausted, and he sees that he is, of course, in a precarious situation politically, and his prime ministerial office is in jeopardy, he then, of course, generate a kind of, I wouldn't say strategic, but certainly fallback position. And what am I referring to in this case? Well, when, of course, he was on the offensive as far as the rest of the hemisphere is concerned, and opposing the Americans in terms of their attitude towards Venezuela, and went to United Nations and did what he did, and of course having, of course, joint exercises with Guarda Costa and that of the Trinidad and Tobago forces, and then, of course, sending some 82 refugees who were here, some of which were applying for refugees status through the United Nations representative here and the office in that regard, and put them promptly on a military plane and send them back to Venezuela. We don't know, of course, what has happened to these people, because they may have been among them political, should I say, refugee that came here for their own sanctity and their and support and the rescue, but instead, of course, they were sent back. And then, this is the point I'm making, when he realized that everybody was opposed to him, including the Americans, he then, of course, opened up the entire country for a registration of any and everybody that was here from Venezuela, and so has created another social and economic problem for Trinidad and Tobago. That is the point I am making. After doing things that could have been prevented, for example, we have argued here that a parcel of land, just as what they did in Syria, a parcel of land could have been vested in, dedicated to the refugees, the anticipated refugees that would have come to stay, and obviously temporarily, a piece of land, and just as in Syria, you set up some accommodation and so on for them, but you are able to contain the problem rather than have them, of course, walking and moving all over the country, and are now contributing to our burgeoning crime problem and situation. And of course, many have said that finding bodies here, there, and in parts seem to be stereotypical of the criminal elements that come from Latin America. And of course, the Venezuelans are no exception. So I'm just making the point that he will, of course, take things to the edge, as we saw, of course, with that of Gary Griffith and that short list. And when he realized that he is cornered, he then, of course, find a fallback position, as we have seen, of course, by the dismissal from the office of Attorney General of Al-Rari, but still retains him inside of the cabinet by giving him a different portfolio. We as citizens must accept and know that this is not healthy for our democracy. This is a rank and unadulterated, reckless, brutal, and very, what I consider to be Neanderthal-like individual who clearly at the helm of our affairs at this point in time does not bring any value and any credibility to Trinidad and Tobago. Our foreign affairs situation has deteriorated considerably in spite of the attempts to make us believe or sell a story and dig deep into the propaganda machinery in order to, of course, sell a story that simply does not exist. Once again, of course, let me give you the numbers to call. I have not gotten the signal that I'm waiting for, so I expect that that when the time comes, you will be accurate with the number or the numbers in order to, of course, get into the program. 229-0251, 229-0251, and the other number to call 239-5120, 239-5120, and on WhatsApp, of course, you can either call or leave a message. We will get your messages played. 366-3053, 366-3053. I expect that Mikey will join me in a not too short a while, but of course, this is how it is. Of course, as you know, Andy is a bit indisposed at this point in time, having regard, of course, to some personal matters that he has to address. So he's taking a sabbatical, so to speak. Yes, so I was making the point that this administration clearly is unfit for office. It is engaged, of course, in all kinds of shenanigans to try to stay in office. We have explained the auto coup scenario, where a government that is the incumbent, that is in place, would use the state resources, as we are seeing happening, and influences and undermining the democratic process by attempting to stay in office through, as is the case with this administration, a level of mediocrity never seen before, even though it exists, but certainly it is much more pregnant now and much more, should I say, obvious and conspicuous. We see, of course, the recruitment of 1,000 police officers. Is it that we have to question? Is it that Rory is attempting, of course, by that mechanism to generate a full-fledged police state? And no doubt, political attachments to the PNM will certainly get preference to getting into the service, and in response and to compensate for that preference, such officers we have seen are prepared, of course, to pursue a political line in favor of the PNM, and therefore one has to be, of course, extremely skeptical. One has to be extremely not just disconcerting and concerned, but certainly as to these kinds of maneuvers that are taking place by this administration, and Dr. Rowley in particular at the helm of this clearly maroon bunch of opportunistic political parasites. We only have to look at the last two general elections. We have to look at the last local government elections to be convinced that there is something afoot and always inimical to the interests of the people, but more significantly, to ensconce themselves by undermining principles, fundamental principles of democracy. And what is democracy? Government by the people, of the people, and for the people. And of course, the latest crime meeting of the opposition demonstrates that the government lost its way, and that persons who you didn't expect, of course, to come out or who were silent prior, they are now coming out blatantly and participating in initiatives that will, of course, ultimately not only when and in a post-PNM Rowley administration or presence, the country must now, of course, take remedial action expeditiously as possible in order, of course, to salvage and to generate the sanity and the civility that has been so crushed during, of course, and since 2015 to present time and into the next general elections that would be called. And we only have to reference the fact that Rowley attempted to undermine the democratic process, the electoral process, when he went with his extremely tenuous majority, 22 seats, to the parliament to postpone the local government elections, which the Privy Council overturned, our highest court, and it is a good thing. But you would have noticed that the Rowley administration and the spokespersons and those who are considered to be persons that are in favor, or spokespersons that seem to want to make us believe or reinforce that perception that we are not experiencing what we are experiencing. I think it's extremely ludicrous, but it is a fact. And
yet still, we, my brother, pleasant good morning to you, my brother.
Good morning, my friend.
Smith. Yes, indeed. And it's so true. And yet, in fact, we live the reality every day. Hey, listen, let's take let's pay some bills, and when we come back, more right here. I'll be joining my comrade Lennox Smith this morning. So, folks, we're going to take a quick break, pay some bills, and we're going to be right back. Stay locked on.
Yes, indeed.
Shiny and Ari Restaurant is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 67 Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standards. Serving local breakfast items like sada, fry bake, roast bake, and pies. With all your favorite local fillings. Assorted lunches available from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Get pilau for $25 or get combination lunches from $25 to $40. They also have soup specials as well as crab and dumpling. From 6 p.m. have dinner on the pavement a la carte with burgers, fried nuggets, gyro, and just about anything you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your order. Shiny and Ari, Main Road, St. James, open 7 days a week.
It's here again, bigger and better as Tuco reignites the magic of Calypso. South Trinidad, the world is coming for Calypso Fiesta. Calypso Fiesta is the biggest Calypso showdown and after-party line in the world. The top 40 Calypsonians for 2024 will be competing for a spot in the Calypso Monarch Finals in 2024. The after-party features Raymond Ramnarine and Adelina Dan, Super Blue, Johnny King, Baron, Posa, Culture B, and Viking Ding Dong. Showtime 2 p.m. at the newly refurbished Skinner's Park in San Fernando. Early bird tickets are available on islandetickets.com. In 2024, history will be made and new wonderful surprises will be revealed. Get ready for the magic of Calypso. Saturday, February 3rd, Skinner's Park in San Fernando. Prepare your cruise for Calypso Fiesta.
The rainy season is here, so be weather smart and change your tires to handle the nation's wet roads. After all, you don't want to be the one to cause any accidents, do you? So why not check out Racetrack Wheels right now? They're the only one that gives you quality tires to hold the road properly. And to top it off, Racetrack Wheels carries all sizes of tires for all makes of vehicles. They are the sole distributors for Salem and Achilles tires. These tires carry a full manufactured warranty and is the #1 tire for comfort and performance in this rainy weather. We have the latest rims in all sizes, all at drastically low prices. We also do blank wheels that could be drilled to your vehicle specification. It's all about new technology and keeping ahead of the game.
So hurry on down to Racetrack Wheels, 3 locations. 330 Eastern Main Road, Aruca, 82 Bethany Road, Bucco, Tobago, and 64th Southern Main Road, Chase Village. Or call 285-9168.
So my friend, take it from me and be weather smart this season and change your tires right now at Racetrack Wheels.
Canopia. Guess what? DG Homes' newest gated community, Daniel Estate, opens up the possibilities on the 30th of September for that new lifestyle with its beautifully designed 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, modern interior finishings with a superbly manicured landscaped front and backyard homes, starting at $1.65 million. And that's not all. One lucky homeowner will have a chance to win a brand new car. A brand new car. Yes, pull up and park your new car in your 4-vehicle parking space. Limited availability. So, what are you waiting for? Email us at info.dghomes@gmail.com or call 691-5659 for info to register a viewing. Beautiful home, beautiful car, beautiful life. Home is DG Homes, Daniel Estate, Canopia. NLCB approved.
Put food on your table. ADC is affordable. Shop at ADC Supermarket, Cleaver Road. A very comfortable and clean environment. These prices are unbelievable. Come see for yourself. We have the best alcohol prices. Don't miss out. Get those specials on liquor. Put food on your table with ADC Supermarket, conveniently located at number 4 Cleaver Road in Arima. Every Friday and Saturday is real vibes and live entertainment from your very own DJ Christian on Friday and Saturday. Everyone is talking about ADC Supermarket. Shop in comfort and in a clean environment with the best prices for all your grocery needs. Secured parking. Remember, free delivery. Put food on your table. ADC is affordable. ADC Supermarket, number 4 Cleaver Road in Arima.
Ladies, the biggest and hottest stars are coming! Saturday, January 27th.
Every time I take a trip, I feel like one man.
Dress code is all white.
Ladies Night Out, the mega concert.
Napa, Port of Spain, Nadia Batson and her band.
Sweetness to put inside a basket. I am the whole thinking market.
Mika Altasia.
Feel like I'm running tongue again. Jump and shake the ground again.
Tennyson John, second star. Farmer Nappy. Sweet soak-out man Baron. Swampy, Queen of Queens, Terry Lyons. Her dad, Super Blue. Crazy.
Orlando Octave.
All of them darling, are my special friends.
Little Bit, US-based Leon, GBM Neutron. With more stars to be added. And remember, everyone eats free. Get tickets today at advertised outlets. For more info, call 774-5555. Ladies, it's your night out. Saturday, January 27th.
The School of Carnival. Pavement Lime. It's coming soon.
Get ready to reignite the Calypso magic with Kaiso House. Join us for the grand opening on Thursday, 18th January at 8 p.m. at the Modern Savannah Grass Tent, Queen's Park, Savannah. And it continues on Friday 19th and Saturday 20th, right through to February 9th, 2024. Get tickets at just $200 for single and 2-on-1 tickets for $300. Tickets available at Island League Ticket, Queen's Park, Savannah, Crosby, St. James, Tuco, Head Office, Belmont, and WAC Radio, Coffee Street, San Fernando. Prepare for an unforgettable night with a star-studded cast, including Brother Valentino, Gypsy, Boza, Brother Mudada, reigning Calypso Monarch, Tazea O'Connor, Kareem Ashe, Mr. Shaq, Sister Abba, Aaron Duncan, and many, many more. And that's not all. Special guest on opening night, the soca sensation, Mikal Tesha.
You're incoming home for carnival. I need a
miss this spectacular event. For more information, check Kaiso House official social media pages. Get ready for Kaiso House, where excellence is a tradition.
Get ready for Howie T. Cooler Cruise, Soca I Love. Soca I Love. On Sunday, January 28th, aboard the Harbor Master, sailing 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., featuring Farmer Nappy.
I want to go big people party, make the music take over me.
Farmer Nappy. And Showing Winchester.
Raise the iron, beat the iron, shoot the iron,
Carl Songs of Canada, Beats by Robin, and Kevin Baker. TNT's #1 female combo, Reese T. and Whitney Husband. MC Biggs, Selector Skull, TC, and Howie T. Howie T.
When I went to party, and the music bring me long time.
Dress code, white, black, and blue. Soca I Love.
Give me prescription, a bottle of rum.
Tickets cost $250. Get them now at Fats International, Trinity Mall and Arena, Blue Luna Bar, Aruka, Sour Tea, Bobby's Bar, Curat, Sion's Bar, San Fernando.
I don't mind if you want to give me a one with
Kirby's Kitchen, Busy Corner, Chagones, Revive Beauty Bar, McCoy Lights, Caliente Bar, Curat, Roadside Cafe San Juan, and Amanda's Grill, Excellent City Port of Spain. Soca I Love. Get ready. 104.7 FM is the official station for Soca I Love.
The ground report.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not closing down Petrotrin.
The ground report. The ground report.
I would think that they've been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All.
The ground report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
Yes, indeed, we are back. A pleasant good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Let me say a pleasant good morning to Newbie. That's right, our technician. A pleasant good morning to our brother who's in the background as well, Andy Pitbull Williams, and to you, Lennox Smith, and to all the great folks that are locked on. Good morning once again. Lennox, you were talking about the reality of it all, when in fact some people are trying to tell you different, my friend. Some people are trying to tell you that there are not many people who are unemployed. So many people are trying to tell you that the senior citizens are not vulnerable and soft targets for criminals. Somebody's trying to tell you that the economy is not stagnant, yet still you have people going home in URP with less than $400 for Christmas. And the fact of the matter that contractors are not being paid, and even the back pay that was promised, and all of these things. And somebody's trying to tell you different. Somebody's trying to tell you that it's Kamla and them who are criminals out there. That's what they're trying to convince you. But what are you buying? What are you buying? If you're living the reality every single day, somebody's still selling you something. Look how doomy and gloomy the place is. We have a one-song carnival. Imagine that. I mean, not even the spirit of carnival is alive. Lennox, you are so correct, my friend.
Yeah. Them fellas can spoil vinegar, and of course, make honey. Make honey. The eternal food that it is turns sour. I mean, that is how cursed these people are. Let me just apologize for my earlier, of course. It looked as though I had a difficulty with reception in studio here, and maybe that created, of course, some difficulty for me. So my apology to the listenership and, of course, to the viewership. But, of course, we are back on even keels at this point in time.
Yeah. Give out the numbers, please, Lennox. Let's see, Newbie. I'm sure there's some folks on the outside who want to get in and say a pleasant good morning.
Yes, indeed. I had to reboot, so let me just get those numbers for you.
Let me get it out there for you as well. The numbers to call. And don't forget, you can call and send your voice notes to 366-3053, 366-3053. And our numbers are 229-0251, 229-0251, or 239-5120. That number again, 239-5120. Newbie, anybody on the outside? Morning, welcome.
Good morning.
Yeah, so we're going to get some folks in there to make the call. I'm sure they're coming in there, Newbie, as they come in. We have a lot to discuss this morning. The reality of what's taking place. Morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Lennox, Mikey, Andy, and Koff. Yes, I want to tell Prime Minister, when last night I sat down and I watched this crime meeting, you understand, it has people who are willing to come on board to help ease the crime situation in this country, and the Prime Minister and his government denying these people from coming forward. People like Johnny Abraham, when you hear this man talk, he talk with authority. You understand, when he talk about all these squad car, he put east, west, north and south to curb the crime situation in Chaguanas. That is performance. You understand, but the Prime Minister, they have everything good on their hands, so they don't care for the poor. Blood after blood shedding in this country. And you mean to tell me it are people willing to come take mantle which the government have no focus on, and they denying these people. But I think if given a chance by Johnny Abraham, he might be able to do everything. But I think short and blind situation will go and it will help a lot. So why will the government sit down and take this plan? They're not doing anything for us. They're not doing anything for the country, neither the people. All they care about is the money. Where the blimp? Where the helicopter? What all they have done with those things? Or they just keep on buying, spending, talking about it, and nothing in this country. Oh God, blood shed so much in this country, and people only have to come out. The fun meetings when my whole blood inside me crack. You understand? People have to come out. They means well, but the Prime Minister and the government don't give a damn about nothing what's going on in this country and nobody. They prefer to sit down and watch the blood flowing and shedding. They do nothing because there's nothing planned for us in this country. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, indeed. Of course, the lines are open.
Yes,
indeed. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, ground report. Tuna Puna here, fellas.
Hey, Tuna Puna, go ahead.
Mikey, they having carnival this year? Because
Yeah, they're having something this year, my friend.
I hear calypso. I hear not a calypso about the government and the mismanagement of the economy, and in fact, in general, governance then. You know, mismanagement and how the country is being run. I ain't hearing nothing like that. I've seen the Soca Monarch thing now, we're having the artists and them complaining about the format and the what not have you and thing and all of that. So it's just like how they destroy culture in Trinidad and Tobago. And as I tell all it is, just before Brother Talo Matimba, Brother Resistance died, just a couple months before that, I had a serious chat with him about the calypsos up at Massey Stores in Trinity. And tell him, you know, here now, man, this madness and this dotishness what people singing. And you see, Joe Newell Williams and them and the PNM has encouraged the calypsonians to sing a lot of racial calypsos and gave them the, you know, the monarchy for that. Joggers is one of them. The Pink Panther, the Sugar Aloes, the Crow and all of them who contributed to the. Then they start to beg people to come to the calypso tent. People don't want to go. They're doing all kind of things. Calypso dead. Calypso is dead. You understand? And then when you listen to Keith Rowley and them on the whole situation of the crime talk and what is happening in this country with the crime situation, them don't care to hell about anything because PNM has been spending millions and billions of dollars on crime, going way back to Manning when he had a blimp and all this other damn dotishness, just spending money like rain, money like a purge, and nothing was happening. But I called to make a mention, you know, I want PNM supporters, all of them who occupy the AGC house and whatnot. I saw on the television last night I think it's somewhere up in Las Loma, somewhere up in the east up there, where raw sewage flowing, overflowing the sewer treatment plant, and the people there, they complaining. And then I saw next area again where the road and all this kind of thing. And you people, let me get real. The ground report has been bringing all the information to begging all you to come out there. Let me come out and show we disgust. Let me get rid of this blasted government because they have no interest in the poor people who are suffering. Could you imagine that children, neighbors, and people who living in that neighborhood with raw sewage flowing all over the place? They expected for these people to take that stench? I mean, it's something really wrong. And Camille Robinson, look at your next issue again with some housing development thing with Ricky Ragunanan and them. And you know what Ricky Ragunanan and them? The people with the water park, and then the father or whoever it was the man who was Patrick Manning boy partner who used to buy the buses, who was the middleman, the PTSD buses, and all these kind of things going on with this government. And PNM supporters all have just prepared to sit down and take this dotishness, and the housing project that was supposed to be completed on Trestle estates and whatnot. And HGC now have to undertake that, the repairs and do what is necessary. I mean, oh God, if this was happening under the People's Partnership, you would have tongue would have gone down. But I don't know, boy, and I just say it is no race thing with it. But my black brothers and my black sisters, I don't know what the hell wrong with all you. I don't know what wrong with all you. All you can see beyond the apology. All you have to start to forget party thing, you know. See who have the interest of the country at heart. And come outside here when the call is made. We have to come, Mikey, and I am saying it, I am ready, in spite of my health problem, brother. But I want people. All you try and let me, as soon as possible, immediately, if we could do it before the carnival or even come out with a carnival protest, man. Let me do it. Let me show the fool. The hell was with the carnival because it has absolutely no interest and it's a set of damn half-naked people all over the place. And you have all these so-called religious leaders, so-called as I say, who sitting down there and watching everything. But you know what is nice that happening? When all the chamber commerce and all the business people and all of them who was criticizing the partnership at Kamla and them. And they didn't say one thing when Kamla and them were raising their voice in the parliament and being shut down by Bridget and he said George and this same one who is now President Kangaroo and all of them. Today what is the farm business closing. The economy collapsed, Mikey. It collapsed, my brother. So I hope when the call is made everybody find their tail outside there. We can't take it no more.
So true. Thank you so much, Puna.
But
So
Mikey,
true.
you notice that Tuco has ready to attack. And one wonders about the timing because there's only one criticism you could give and one entity could give criticism now. They have been doing so badly is the government. So they ready to attack in an attempt of course to bring back audience to the tent. But I think it's too much too late.
Yeah. I don't know if we're getting a dial tone, newbie. Should be getting a dial tone here.
Yeah, that. I'm ready.
That newbie. See if we can get that.
Right. Andy, Mikey, I have to take a little moment now.
All right.
come and say? They having a PNM meeting. He didn't talk about crime time, talk about a betterment of Trinidad and Tobago, you know. They're having a PNM meeting. So when they come out tomorrow, whatever, they come to talk to the PNM, to tell the PNM, all you remember to support, you know. If you go against us, and that UNC government come, what will happen? And we in Trinidad just forget so quick. All these great things that UNC has done, they didn't go with PNM and UNC. The former Prime Minister worked in behalf of the nation. So they're not going to come out, brother. They know exactly whether they get paid, they get back pay. You don't hear them screaming, them ain't saying anything. You understand? Because they understand the mechanics of the game. PNM supporting us. So that meeting tomorrow is not about crime, fixing the country and protection and all this other thing. That meeting tomorrow is about reminding the PNM people, all you have to support us. Keep the fire burning the PNM. You understand? And they will do it. Because in the Constitution, we accepted that each and every person has their rights, and their rights is to support their PNM. So I want to say good morning to the former Prime Minister. You understand, and the rest of the team. We're going to fight on. I'm going to keep on fighting because this is not my fight. This is my grandchildren and my children's fight. So I'm going to fight to the end. You understand? So all those we might be just a few persons understanding the mechanics of the game, but the true PNM, they're getting everything free in the country, so they would not come out and support. Have a good morning.
Thank you so much, Maruga, the man himself. Going to take a couple calls before we, of course, I'm going to switch gears after we pay some of the bills. Please lower the volume on your radio. Morning, caller, are you there?
Yeah, good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Yes.
Morning, sir.
Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Morning to Andy William, wherever you are, Lennox Smith, Mikey K. Well, Mikey boy, every day we hear you talk that we're ready to come out, but I want to tell Trinidad and Tobago, I ain't given no discouragement. I'm ready, and I.
All right, Newbie, let's have someone else. Yeah, morning. Morning, caller.
Morning,
welcome.
Andy, Lennox, Mikey, and UB. Welcome to the show. Andy for Grandy, and Grandy for Andy. And that is why we want foreign observers for the 2025 general election. Uncle Lennox and Uncle Mikey, you can see what the last caller just said. They want everything free and everything that is give them through the food care and social programs. So they rock back and they enjoying themselves. Is the LIO movement 11 till where all these programs was put forward for the youth to be occupied and better themselves. The evidence is there. The PNM is not about nation building. But I wanted to ask a question. Everything's western from Port of Spain goes straight down to Chagaramas. Is millionaires and vulnerable in between Indigo Martin and all over the place. And all the people who benefit from the treasury and all the goods and services providers is in that area. How is this crime not down there so rampant? And when they hear a little black go and rob them, before they can come out the premises, done in jail already, lock up and charge. But in Central, you see havoc and the raving and striving in Central. How is that? So that is to show that the narrative of the PNM is to mash up and to bully the supporters of the UNC in Central Plains. Because they're attacking them, you see the play now. So all who don't want to come out on the street and who want their air ready and their gun get ready and the state want to get ready, then let we see now. Since I don't like to stay home for Carnival Monday and Tuesday, and don't go in no tent, and don't go and support nothing for Carnival. Let me see all of that. And then you'll see where the culture and the identity of the black man was lost because of Eric Williams never promote them in their own right to pray. So you see it, and this one has come to do it, because anytime you give them that level of freedom through music, it will educate them, because they are slow learners. And the society must understand we have to be our brothers keepers and unite and teach them. And the Ground Report is doing a very good job, and we are winning their heart day by day. So we will promote our friend talk with our political leader, and our next one to come, and all who have concern, come out and let your voice be heard. Because now you're seeing Hines and them want to go and see to do damage control and hoodwink them, as Moruga said. So have a nice day, Trinidad and Tobago. The ball is in the court.
Thank you, caller. We'll take about two more. Who's on the outside? You know the numbers. Get on the inside, and of course, hit us with your front burner. Again, you can send your voice notes 366-3053, 366-3053. Please keep it clean. It will be played on air. Or you can call us 229-0251. That's 229-0251 or 239-5120. Haven't done roll call in quite a while. Want to get you, of course, on the roster. So when we call out to all good folks out there who are always committed and dedicated to the ground report, all you ground reporters, all our real media people, observers, corridor transformation, all our people out there. If you want to, of course, hit us up, send your number. You can send it to 366-3053 with your name, your number, get on the list, or you can send it to 494-0938, 494-0938. Who we have there, newbie, quickly?
Good morning. I'm calling from Pity Valley.
Good morning, ma'am. Yes, Pity Valley. How are you? Happy New Year. Go ahead.
And all your listeners. Mighty Cake, you have heard the expression, you take the cake? Well, yesterday, after listening to the next program, after this one, I think that caller, he took the cake yesterday. The man said he went to the crime symposium UNC had, and 90% of the attendees that were there, they are UNC people. It really didn't have no new people there, 90%. I think this man should get a medal for face recognition, because he could recognize all who was UNC. And Kamala come up with the state of emergency. I don't know what she going with that. You understand? But all the time he's saying this thing, I turn him off. I don't really listen to him. But yes, when this man come on a radio station and say 90% of the attendees were UNC people. So she did not knew. It's the same set of people she talking to. And I don't know when Andy coming out. I don't know if Lennox can get it. Ladies Gypsy have one. Mind your damn business.
Yes, we have that. We have it. Have no fear.
Well, I played it. It's very nice. Okay.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Miss Pity Valley. We'll take one more before we go pay some bills. When we come back, some of those voice notes as well when we come back. Again, the lines are open. Let's hear from you before we take a break and pay some bills and change our direction. Again, you can send your voice notes. We'll play them after the break, 366-3053, or you can hit us up 229-0251, 229-0251, or 239-5120, 239-5120. Morning, welcome. Right. All right, yeah, again, you can send those voice. So, yeah, I'm getting some people making some requests. Okay, yeah, we do have that song. So we will, of course, I will check with Newbie and see how quick we can get that on the ground report for you. Hayward, let's go for a break. When we come back, more here on the ground report, and we'll be looking at very interesting that whole crime, the symposium, and what effect it seemed to have had on the PNM. And Bellman, you were so correct. When we come back here on the ground report, we'll be back.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M1047, as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
Shiny and Ari Restaurant is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 67 Western Main Road, St. James, opposite Standards. Serving local breakfast items like sada, fry bake, roast bake, and pies. With all your favorite local fillings. Assorted lunches available from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Get pilau for $25 or get combination lunches from $25 to $40. They also have soup specials as well as crab and dumpling. From 6 p.m. have dinner on the pavement a la carte with burgers, fried nuggets, gyro, and just about anything you can think about. Call 382-9347 to place your order. Shiny and Ari, Main Road, St. James, open 7 days a week.
It's here again, bigger and better as Tuco reignites the magic of Calypso. South Trinidad, the world is coming for Calypso Fiesta. Calypso Fiesta is the biggest Calypso showdown and after party line in the world. The top 40 Calypsonians for 2024 will be competing for a spot in the Calypso Monarch Finals in 2024. The after party features Raymond Randirine and Adelina Dan, Super Blue, Johnny King, Baron, Posa, Culture B, and Viking Ding Dong. Showtime 2 p.m. at the newly refurbished Skinner's Park in San Fernando. Early bird tickets are available on islandetickets.com. In 2024, history will be made and new wonderful surprises will be revealed. Get ready for the magic of Calypso. Saturday, February 3rd, Skinner's Park in San Fernando. Prepare your cruise for Calypso Fiesta.
David Guide and Son Funeral Services, with locations in High Street, Siparia, Port of Spain, Couva, San Fernando, and Point Fortin. David Guide and Son Funeral Services is the choice for you. Having to lose someone you love is already hard, so funeral services and arrangements should be made easy. And at David Guide and Son, that is what we guarantee. We guarantee our customers exclusive services at affordable prices. Our services include funeral pre-arrangement packages, casket customization, great customer service, the latest in body preparation technology, and the best fleet of vehicles to give your loved ones the send-off they deserve. With 5 convenient locations located nationwide, feel free to call or visit us today. With full packages starting from as low as $7,500, call David Guide and Son Funeral Services today. Distinctive, not expensive.
Looking for top quality and affordable hardware supplies? Then look no further than Midland Hardware, number 97 Eastern Main Road, Arouca. We stock a wide range of tools, water tanks, blocks, lumber, steel, and everything you need for your home and business project. Check out our new display of steel windows and assorted designs of metal curtain rods. Midland also stockpiles sand, gravel, topsoil, and more. We have a variety of kitchen faucets, face basins, and toilet sets, bathroom mat sets, all garden tools, hand tools, generators, power washers, and water pumps. Customers can make payments via links, credit card, online payment, and cash on delivery. WhatsApp 327-7761 for free quotations, or give us a call at 646-2144. Open every day, Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. From foundation to finish, it's all at Midland.
Get ready to reignite the Calypso magic with Kaiso House. Join us for the grand opening on Thursday, 18th January at 8 p.m. at the Modern Savannah Grass Tent, Queens Park, Savannah. And it continues on Friday 19th and Saturday 20th, right through to February 9th, 2024. Get tickets at just $200 for single and 2-on-1 tickets for $300. Tickets available at Island Ticket, Queens Park, Savannah, Crosby, St. James, Tuco, Head Office, Belmont, and Wack Radio, Coffee Street, San Fernando. Prepare for an unforgettable night with a star-studded cast, including Brother Valentino, Gypsy, Posa, Brother Mudada, Reigning Calypso Monarch, Tazea O'Connor, Kareem Ashe, Mr. Shaq, Sister Abba, Aaron Duncan, and many, many more. And that's not all. Special guest on opening night, the soca sensation, Mikal Tesha.
Lauren coming home for carnival.
Don't miss this spectacular event. For more information, check Kaiso House official social media pages. Get ready for Kaiso House, where excellence is a tradition.
West Shore Medical Private Hospital is a pillar of strength in healthcare in Trinidad and Tobago. Your needs and those of your loved ones are of paramount importance to us. That is why we always put our patients first. As a leader of quality private healthcare, our world-class hospital is fully equipped with state-of-the-art medical technology. Above all, our knowledgeable and friendly team of professionals is proud and happy to take care of you. West Shore Medical Private Hospital. Healthcare with a heart.
The Kaiso Caravan will be at the Majestic Garden, Oropuch Road, Sandy Grande, 8 p.m. Saturday the 20th of January, 2024. And on Sunday the 21st, we'll be at the Spots Entertainment Center, Malabar Extension Road Arena, 6 p.m., which will be Judges Night. We come with fire from Johnny K, Cardinal, Bally, Dirty Curdy, The Stinger, Betsy Susie, Blackie, Ninja, Tiny, Slick, Extempo by Lady Africa and Lingo, MC Buff Repair, music by Ricardo and the Sunshine Band. Tickets cost $150 single and $200 for couples. Who say Calypso dead? They gotta be joking.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M1047 as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
Yes, indeed. We are back. We are back. Time check. It's 16 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. We are here, Trinidad and Tobago, the region, North America, Europe, wherever you're listening to us. A pleasant good morning, and you're locked on to realmediatt.com and more 104.7 FM. Yes, what a week. Earlier this week, of course, that anti-crime talks. In today's papers, Young dismisses Kamala's call for SOE. Minister of Energy and Energy Industry Stuart Young has dismissed the idea of a state of emergency. The call for a return to SOE was made by opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar at the United National Congress anti-crime town hall meeting on Monday night. And of course, political analyst Dr. Indira Ramprasad had initially broached the idea when she addressed the gathering, and it was later supported by Persad-Bissessar, who noted that a similar initiative in 2011 by her People's Partnership government had yielded results in the fight against crime at that time. But however, speaking to members of the media last night at PNM's Balize House Mixer, oh yeah, they mixing, baby. Mr. Young poured cold water to the idea of return to such a scenario. He said when he woke up on yesterday, he read what was reported on the UNC meeting as it related to the calling of a SOE as a solution to the rising crime problem. He read about it. Apparently they weren't happy. The mere fact that they had to get up and it took all the headlines, and that was the main narrative that was being talked about. People listening. Had they not been listening, I don't think there would have been any concern for him to even make a reply. But he went on and talked, but it was the Prime Minister, Dr. Rowley, who said he's putting the opposition and the nation on notice that he plans to respond to the issue of crime talks at a PNM meeting in San Juan tomorrow night. So it is tonight or tomorrow night? All right, so tomorrow night. He refused to deal with the SOE issue at the event, but assured the media that he would speak on it then. With all that is taking place, again, more murders than in the days of the year that we've started off here in 2024, Prime Minister is making it quite clear that he is putting us and the opposition on notice. So we are on notice, people. The mere fact that people talking about home invasion, and that is on the uptick. The mere fact that when you go to bed at night and you wake up in the morning, you realize that the figures have changed. It's not magically. Those are bodies. Those are people. Bodies that drop. This is not something that is being made up with the Tooth Fairy and the Easter Bunny. This is real. And Lennox Smith was talking about that earlier this morning. Real. And the pictures are hitting social media as it happens. Whether it takes place in a car, in a home, on the side of the road, you see relatives going right there and sitting next to the individuals who are laying in a pool of blood. And the Prime Minister is now putting us on notice after all of this, after the bloodiest 8 years of Trinidad and Tobago has had to endure. He is now putting us on notice that he plans to respond to the issue of crime talks. That's it. Not the issue of all that is taking place, all the stats, all the facts that they're trying to oppress the information, the fact that you had Jacobs who came after Gary Griffith, said is a different breed of criminal, and yet still when Gary was there, how come we didn't have this breed of criminal? It's not all about the Shaolin monk and the praying mantis of Earl Christopher. No, he doesn't want to address that. He doesn't want to address Sleepy Hines. He doesn't want to address any of that. But he's putting us on notice. That's what he's doing. He's putting us on notice. Why? Because they wake up and realize that people came out in their numbers. And those who talking about, it was this one and that one. And I must give hats off to Robert Amara for asking some very powerful questions. But what are we really looking at? Where are we living? The reality that we are facing. And we don't have to look far. Right here in this whole CARICOM region, right here, there's a country, you know it, it's called Jamaica. You love the music, you love the food, you love whatever it is about it. It's a tourist destination. But what is the leader saying there? What is the Prime Minister saying there? What is the narrative that is taking place in Jamaica? And these pronouncements was made just in November, as a matter of fact. Newbie, if you could play that for me, please. Is this not where perhaps we need to be, and the language that needs to be spoken when we're looking at what's happening with our crime situation? Go ahead, Newbie.
Well, let me tell all the gang members who are licking their lips, looking on at big fat contracts to come, none of that will happen here. I want to say it loud and clear. We have already started to work with the JDF and the JCF. This will be a military camp if it has to be. There will be no extortion here, no illegal activity here, no controlling of site here. None of this government funding spending here will go to fund criminals. That link must be cut. Taxpayers' money can't come here. And people have name and list who don't come to work, collect pay and then use it to buy God. Cannot happen. Cannot happen. This mustn't help build gangs. So those who have that in their minds, stay far from here. We have learned our lessons. We have seen where many government projects and other private projects, the criminals have sought to take it over. Don't put your eye on this one. The anti-gang legislation, we are perfecting it and we intend to use it. So if you get work on this project, you better turn up and work. Want to be clear about that. If it means that I have to put JDF and JCF around here and any man coming in or coming out has to be checked, and the roster has to be kept outside by the JDF and the JCF about attendance for work, then it will be done. It is sad that I have to speak this way. at such an important launch. But until we put these things in the open and treat with them as it should be treated, it will always be continuing. Our generation must break the cycle. We must break the cycle.
Break the cycle. I don't know if you expect to hear Rowley say that tomorrow night in Sawan. Break the cycle. And that was crystal clear. There was no stuttering. He wasn't hesitant to make any pronouncement. He made it quite clear. It has to stop, and it must stop now. We're not going to hear somebody take the platform and say we're going to break the cycle with the 1%. These individuals who are motivated and driven by greed, only greed, led and engineered by their own self-interest. And at the end of the day, when the dust settles, it's about the politician, it is about their family, their friends, and of course, most importantly, their finances. How do we start to break that cycle? When you get serious about things, you're going to have to make serious decisions. And serious decisions sometimes are very unpopular. Because the right-thinking citizens in this country know exactly what has been taking place. It is time to break that cycle. Who has the courage? Who has the testicular fortitude to stand up, or the breasticular fortitude to stand up and say the time has come to break the cycle? Should our talks be aimed with such a narrative? One that everybody could understand? No, this is the time. Where do you think these talks need to be, and what do you expect from Dr. Rowley tomorrow in San Juan? 229-0251, 229-0251, or 239-5120, 239-5120, or send us, of course, you make your WhatsApp calls and send us your voice notes to 366-3053. Where should the talks be? It's not about being popular. It's not about who like you and who ain't like you. This thing has to stop. It has to stop. How many times you'll be sharing this information on social media? Who's on the outside? Morning, welcome.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy.
So I wanna touch on two things here. The first thing would be this rise in this pandemic again. And again we're gonna see, back in 2020 I was talking about it. I was talking to Andy about it. Right? We're gonna move from pandemic now to full on cashless society. And the second thing is the Revenue Authority that Colum Peter Imbert is talking about, and Keith Christopher Ballhead Cancer Rowley, right? You see a lot of people complaining about and people only saying that it's customs and excise fault, that all the drugs and the guns and the ammunition and everything coming through because of the Customs and Excise Division. You cannot blame the Customs and Excise Division. The Customs and Excise Division is very, very much understaffed, and the Revenue Authority is geared towards retrenchment of Customs and Excise officers. So now we're going to see a Colum Peter Imbert want to go full speed ahead with this Revenue Authority. So all the Customs and Excise officers gonna go home again. Another state enterprise are going to be closed down. So you're going to see a rise in the amount of narcotics and guns and ammunition on the streets, and people don't complain about the safety and all kind of thing. But you see, when Rowley stand up on a public platform and say, hey, Trinidad and Tobago, we the PNM, the People's Nasty Movement, bringing on this Revenue Authority for generating revenue in the country, because statistics show that the PNM has no other solution and no other way of generating revenue besides ticket and tax, right? So all you who chairing about this revenue authority, I want all you sit down, do all your research and see what this revenue authority is geared about, right? So I look on and listen.
Thank you, Cole. Appreciate that. Who's on the outside? Go ahead, the lines are open.
Good morning.
What do you expect? Yes, go ahead.
Yes, sir. This is Five Rivers Aruka here.
Yes,
Pleasant good morning to you and all members of staff at the radio station. God bless you all. The reason why we getting all these problems with Dr. Rowley and the whole cabinet is because we already had 8 years of hardships and the people still keep voting Rowley on those both occasions. We know Rowley is wrong, but we have our part to play as well too. And if we cannot make a decision to stand up as one people, as one nation, as one citizens of all citizens of humanity of Trinidad and Tobago, we will reach nowhere with this. We have to come together as one nation and stand up for what is right. So I hope that the people learn from their experiences. That is, if they could learn again, which I hope. All you have a good day.
Yeah, Kola, I think what you said there makes a lot of sense. Morning, welcome.
Yeah, morning, Mikey. Mikey, you there?
Yes, loud and clear. Come in, my brother. Come in.
Yeah, Lennox Smith, Mikey K, and Andy. Get better, Craig. Good morning to Trinidad and Tobago. Mikey K, boy. Well, I just keep listening to what is really taking place in the country. I listen to the opposition crime discussion, and I hear you all talking about what Hind and them say, but you have to remember, we must keep the PNM on the back foot. At any means necessary, they are on the back foot. The PNM is on the back foot. Only solution right now for them to do is try to steal an election and create a kind of havoc in the country where we can't go back to the poll. So what we have to do, good morning to Bellman and all the other people who make it possible in talk. Now, getting this man to the poll, it is very easy. It is very easy. And you see you media houses who play that nasty game in the country, I want you to always look into the status and the state of Jamaica right now because a politician buy out police, politician buy out media houses. Am I coming across still?
You're loud and clear. Go ahead.
Hello? Okay. Now, with me, it's not no party first, it's my country first. And I'm telling Mr. Hines, I'm telling Mr. Rowley and all these brothers, if you all feel that you all is going to be, there is just a matter of months before we put you all in the opposition position to answer very important question about your expenditure and the patrimony of this country. You understand? Because all you feel people stupid. And listen to the other frequency where they're spreading a set of propaganda. They're not discussing nothing that is going to make this country a safer place. Nothing at all they're discussing. All they're doing is bashing Kamala, bashing Kamala. But I want to tell them something about that short little lady. You see that short little lady? That short lady is going to put one licking on Mr. Rowley. That when she done put the licking on him, he might be able to walk off from his spot. And all who having problem with Mr. Annie Roberts too. Because your problem with Annie Roberts is because what he is saying, you can't tell him he lie. Tell him he lie. Hello? Hold on. Yeah, tell him he lie. Right? You just tell him he lie. The man is be bringing facts and you're all not testing it. All they're not testing it. You understand? All they're not testing what the man's saying, but you all are busy criticizing him. You understand? Hold on, Mikey. Hear this brother voice.
Oh my gosh. Yes, that's how things. I'm on the radio right now. Mikey, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, brother.
Yes, I'm a reporter here doing some business. And listening to reporter be even bad. That's nothing to do. But Mikey, are you going to tell me soon about the politics in the country? But right now I am out of it. So I'll pass it back on to reporter.
All right. So that's you come on, you read it to say that you're out of it?
No, he's not following my business.
All right,
no, well, I had to stay in it.
Yeah.
No, I had to stay in it. All right, you have a blessed morning. Thank you.
All right, be safe out there.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. Again, I want to raise the point. I know people. I know you're listening. Again, this is not here for any entertainment purpose. Hold on there, newbie. Hold on, whoever it is. Hold on for a second. I want you to understand what it is I read here before. Right? Dr. Rowley is putting the opposition and the nation on notice that he plans to respond to the issue of the crime talks at a PNM meeting in San Juan. That is what he is saying. Understand what's taking place here. We know that we have more murders than the days of the year already for 2024. That's a reality. Everybody could tell you about a home invasion story. People who experience it firsthand, they jump the wall, they come in, they boldface, they don't care. They will sexually violate your wife, your daughter, even your son, and you and all. They stop at nothing. Jacob said it's a new breed of criminal, and yet still the praying mantis, the Shaolin monk is telling us different. There's been a reduction. The reality here is this thing cannot be for tit for tat. The PNM is getting away with this nonsense because people are missing what's taking place, and that's why it's easy for them to come and steal the narrative. People came out on in their numbers on Monday. We're talking about citizens. If people want to say it's a party thing, listen, crime is an everybody thing. And now Dr. Rowley wants to come and cheapen it by saying, listen, you see right now, I lineman right now. I can answer whoever jump in your wall, whoever child or whoever father or husband laying in a pool of blood, who pick up a stray bullet, whoever it is being influenced by gangs. At this point in time, we are at a mixer. I don't want to discuss that. I'm not telling media about that. About my concerns, about what is how I feel being at the helm of a country that has now been fully taken over by gangsters and criminals, and the criminal element seems to be winning the battle. I don't want to discuss that now. I'm mixing. Whether it's this and coconut water, this and soda water, I mix it. And what I will do is, at a meeting, I will discuss that. What is there to discuss? Just looking for kinks in the armor of the UNC? Trying to use Kamala as a punching bag? Is that going to take us out of this current situation? And we allow that. And whatever utter rubbish that he comes to spew in Sawa, you're going to take it and run with it. That should never be. We are under siege. This is a serious crisis that we're involved in. And yet there are some CARICOM leaders who are making it quite clear to those criminal elements in their country, we are going to start breaking this chain. We are breaking it once and for all. We're not hearing that from the powers that be. We're not hearing that from Rowley. We're not hearing that from Sleepy Hines. We're not hearing that from the praying mantis, the Shaolin monk, Earl Christopher. We are not hearing that. And rather than come out and say, listen, let's listen to what is being said by the citizens who are coming out. And when there's an open mic forum telling you how they feel, before you try to humble yourself, you're coming to look now for tit for tat, and we're going back and forth, while this country goes to hell in a gasoline soap paper bag. And you accepting that. Up to now, with all the people who called this morning, nobody didn't give a date, they didn't give a time, they didn't give a venue, you didn't give none of that. But you're always prepared to stay right there on the sidelines and criticize everybody who sticks their neck out. Enough of that. We've given you everything. You have the forum, you have the platform, you have the means, you have the courage, you have the commitment. We are dedicated to walk side by side with you. But when are we going to take back this country? Time is against us. Every day we wake up to new numbers, and it's not lotto numbers, it's not the rate interest. These are dead bodies. These are our children, our citizens, our people lying in a pool of blood from every part of this country. And you sit there and all you want to do is just stay in your comfort zone. Enough of that. When you are ready, we will always be ready. But you must now lead the charge. When are you going to stand up for the reality that you're facing? Or you just have satisfaction and find that comfort in just talking about it on a daily basis? When will you be ready to tell us, let's go?
Wake up! Wake up!
Oh yes, newbie. This is the reality, people. Newbie, play the next one for me, please, because Robert Tamar raised this issue at the anti-crime talks in La Jolla. Quite interesting. Play the next one.
Penalty systems. So we're changing our laws to have stronger penalties to reflect the priority that all Jamaicans place on public order and public safety and security. But it will look something like this. For capital murder, the penalty is death. If not applied, then life without parole.
That is it, brother. That is it.
For non-capital murder, the penalty will now be, our proposal, the penalty will now be 45 years to life, or rather, life imprisonment, and you must serve 45 years before consideration of parole.
Call all of the youth and I want to go. Call them and listen this.
There is no question that somewhere over these many years, murderers have gotten it into their minds that the penalty for murder is not the death penalty. They have gotten it into their minds that the penalty for murder is not life imprisonment. And that somehow with a good lawyer, they will be back out on the street to enjoy their life.
CM Sego.
Our penalty remains. If you take a life and you're convicted of such, your useful life should be taken.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. I know the comment are going to be extreme, you know, because most people are going to say Andrew Wallace will take this thing too far and this is way out of proportion. But people, be honest with yourself. Don't you see the crime rate in Jamaica? Don't you think the youths them not taking the law really serious? What is your opinion? Let me know in the comment section, alright? And remember guys, it's always good to follow my page, alright?
And I'm sure he got a lot of comments about that, and they were all in favor. The majority of them was in favor. Yeah, the young people had to hear that. There's consequences, man. Just like when you stay in your finger and you don't care about your country and the future of the country and generations to come, you have to pay a price for that. When you get serious, you make serious decisions. And some of those decisions are not going to be popular. But they have to be made. It has to be said. And we have to be thinking about it. We can't do this thing halfway. You can't be moving with your handbrakes on. It's either you're set and ready to go, or you're simply wasting time. And all of these things need to be discussed. Who's on the outside, newbie? And if you have any voice notes, please let me know.
Hello?
Yes, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning. But my thing is with that what you just said, Trinidad already have those things on the books. It have the hangman, it have all of that. Who carry it to court? Why a murder accused getting bail now? Who carry it to court? Whose fault is that? Right? I mean, yeah, the man take a case, but who carry it all the way? And murderers coming out. Them fellas, like this big juggler, he get home with a gun. I shot today, he back outside. Because why? All these things is bailable offense. Every single thing in Trinidad is bailable. So by the time a gunman get hold, he back outside. Anybody get hold for anything, they back outside. Because everybody could get bail, and then our judicial system in a mess. 15, 20 years to hear one case, and you know how much people dead in that 20 years, but that same person is just in a mess. This judicial system is in a mess. Everybody could get bail, so criminals don't care. Nobody getting hanged. So them know even self, watch out, when you see in video some people in jail, them enjoying themselves, laughing and enjoying themselves in a remand sentence jail. Them enjoying it inside it more than when they're outside. So it's everything just in a mess. The judicial system, so they could have penalties from them. Young fellas care about jail. Them don't care about that. Them enjoying the inside of their phone, their TV, their everything in there. That woman will come in and check them in there. So if we them care about jail. When you ask any criminal, if they care, them no afraid jail, them no afraid to death. That's the first thing you tell you. They know they go dead. So whoever that they kill, they don't afraid it. Them no afraid jail. They could say death penalty tomorrow, death penalty. They afraid them young fellas nowadays. They don't care. They don't care if they get catch, if police hold them. Them don't care about that, and they just see it. And I was there, and I know how them fellas just think. They don't care if they get hold.
Thank you, caller. Appreciate it. Thank you, caller. That's it. We had to strike up the conversation. Tell us if you believe what lays in the psyche of a criminal is something that we simply just cannot confront, we cannot deal with, and we should just put up the white flag and surrender. Where have we reached as a people? But I know for sure, having a tit for tat and trying to gain political traction on the issue of crime, that you can't respond to the media until you mount a platform in Samoa. Something had to be wrong. Who's on the outside? Morning, welcome. The lines are open. Yeah, don't forget you can send us your voice notes, 366-3053, 366-3053, and again you can call us 229-0251, 229-0251, or 239-5120. You there? Morning.
Hello, morning.
Morning, sir.
Trinidad and Tobago, it's time you wake up. Do not allow people to come close to election and preach race in your ears. You suffering, them eating ham, and jam. Race don't put food in your table and send your children to school. Run them when they come with the race talk. Don't accept that. And as for the criminals and them, this place so corrupt. Look at Extra Food. All you remember Extra Food case? A man confessed how they cut up the woman, raped the woman on a pool board, throw away, they didn't find the woman, and them come back and win how much? $20 million? Look how corrupt this place is. How a man can confess they kill the and come back and win a case? Man, oh God, this place. Kamala, stand up on a platform. The other day you're back down. I want you to stand up and say, grease the ropes. Grease it now. As you get into power, you start to hang them. Do leave them so.
Thank you, caller.
Don't get my vote.
Appreciate that. And that brings us to a very valid point that I mentioned it before. Is it that the crime talks have them feeling restless? They can't sleep? This is something that they have to address. When you have Young saying he wake up and he realize it in the paper because it was the main thing, grabbing all the headlines. Some people didn't expect most people to come out. And then, of course, there are those who will always try to throw things off and say, sorry about that, another thing was coming in. Yeah, try to throw things off and say it was a UNC thing, it was at this. All right, whoever won it was. But it was a success. It has to be. Because Dr. Rowley is putting us on notice that he's going to respond. Who's on the outside there, Newbie?
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
God bless all you. God bless all the program. I called to say this. In the hospitals in Trinidad, it have nothing like the headed man talking. If you're going into Mount Hope, or it used to have air condition in the clinics and thing, it have one fan. And when you're going to sit down to wait for your name to call to get registered, it have one fan for the top day. And in the ward and them, you have to carry your fan in the ward. The big people say, the minister say, EC costing them too much money. In the emergency in Port of Spain Hospital, it have no air condition. Doctors, nurses, patients, well, you could imagine that there. They say it costs them too much. They shut down the ears, throat, and nose clinic in Port of Spain. They shut down that a few months now. And they don't even have a chest clinic in Port of Spain. In Arima, they have no surgical doctor. The doctors have to come from Mount Hope to do surgery in Arima. So it only have backlog all the time. So human life in Trinidad, it done. What are going by the bandit, it's going with D.R. Singh and Rowley and them. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Pleasant good morning. Who's on the outside? Oh, the lines are open.
Oh, hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, hi, good morning, Mikey. Yes, I'm Mikey. I just wanted to say I understand that Pete Rowley is going to respond to the meeting that they had the other night, right? Something I just heard you saying that. But what is so strange? Yes. Look at the amount of people are being killed every day in this country. We as a country, we are rated number 6 as the most dangerous country in the world. Rowley ain't come and respond to that. They're breaking into people's house. He ain't come to respond to that. People getting killed, blood flowing all over the street. He ain't come and respond to that. But as Kamala and they had the meeting, and which was a meeting for Trinidad and Trinidadians, and for I heard Pity Valley say, somebody say it's 95% of the people there were UNC people. But what they don't understand, everybody there was a Trinidadian, whether it is Chinese, white, black, whoever. Everybody there was a Trinidadian, and everybody who living in this country have to deal with the never-ending crime and murders and the horror. People here will have no peace in this country. And as long as you live here and you're a Trinidadian and you want a better country and you want peace in your country and peace in your life, it is your business and it is your right. What do you think they're coming to talk about tonight? Kamala say, bring our SOE. That will be the big topic. You understand? Well, okay, if a state emergency is not the answer, okay, fine. But tell me what is the solution. Tell me what is the solution. But that is what we hope Rowley come in to tell you, because all the time he had pep. But as soon as the UNC come and they had a successful meeting, or whoever it is had a successful meeting the other night, he moved the pep. You understand? I listened to you and even yesterday. The SOE is not a solution. The people nobody really want a SOE. People want the country to be free and everything. But tell me what is the solution? None of all yet. That's what we want out. That's what we want out. You understand? So all they can do, these people try, and at least we had a crime meeting. They came out and they tried to make different suggestions and everything. Before they look and see, well, okay, let us see what we can do. What thing they're going to do now? They're forgetting the crime. They're forgetting the murderers. They're forgetting the bandits. And guess what? They're going and deal now with all who had the crime meeting the other night. That is how they just operate. That is why this country ain't going nowhere. But people, Trinidadians, we have to keep at it. Don't back down. Let everybody come and say what you want. You have to be people of steel. You have to be people, men and women of steel, to deal with this PLM, because they will deny everything. They will lie everything. Make us look as if now UNC and whoever had the meeting the other night come to make confusion in the country. So all your people, all who want a better country, be strong. Let them criticize, let them condemn, let them say what they want. Stand firm. Stand firm. We are standing firm to fix this country. And whatever they want to say, let them say. There is too much crime in this country, and we are standing. We are standing together. We are uniting to fix this country. And guess what? Who vex? They vex. Because all of them complaining, all of them is part of the problem. Mikey, have a good day, darling. Bye.
All right. Thank you so much. Hey, folks, I don't know if we'll have enough time to come back and, of course, close off the show, because we have some ads to play. But yes, the Observer is on this evening. Yes, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Guile TV Flow, Amplia, YouTube, Tigo, and of course Facebook. So you don't want to miss that. We'll be talking on some issues of crime and how it has affected every aspect of our society. And of course, at 8 o'clock, we have our very own Lennox Smith Corridor Transformation on YouTube and Facebook. We have a lot to discuss. Tomorrow, we'll be looking at this carnival virus warning. And what is this all about? And why is it that we weren't prepared? Because COVID is not going away. It's just not going away. It's going to be a seasonal virus. Then how do we prepare for it? And how do we get public awareness out there? So we look at that and many other things as we continue dismantling the lies. Also, until tomorrow, be safe out there. Coming up next, Mr. X, Robert Tamar, take you through the mid-morning session with Sense and Sensibility. Hey, on behalf of Andy, Lennox, myself, and Newbie, until tomorrow, we're out of here.
The Ground Report with Mikey K, Andy Williams, and Lennox Smith.
6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Join Andy Williams, Michael Kerr, and Lennox Smith, the Ground Report team on M1047 as they rip apart the lies, half-truth, and misinformation that the mainstream media never discuss. The Ground Report. Hard-hitting, informative, undiluted, uncompromising, and unfiltered. Monday to Friday on M104.7 FM. Get the raw facts before making any life-changing decisions. Only on The Ground Report.
Are you stressed and worried by problems? Then meet Priest Santosh Ji. Priest is specialized in palm, face, photo, date of birth reading.